Hey everyone, welcome to our virtual yoga class. We'll take a moment to ground ourselves with our breath by laying on our backs on our mat. So take a moment there to make your way there. And notice that with your hands, you can either rest your hands on your chest, your belly, or you can turn your hands upwards towards the ceiling, back to the hand on the floor. We'll take a moment here to shift our attention to our breath. Let's inhale here, exhale, sigh it out. A reminder, a powerful exhale arrives with a powerful inhale. It actually takes a lot of skill to continuously shift our attention back to our bodies. Right now, our breath is a focus tool over a long period of time. Take this as your opportunity to return to your breath with more awareness, with more observation. We'll invite a quick body scan, noticing the back of our head and neck, shoulders down the length of the spine, the hips, ankles, and toes. Belly expands. Notice that natural release. On your following inhale, we'll invite a full body stretch, lifting our arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, palms press towards the back of the room, point your toes, lift your abdomen. So you can invite either a gentle stretch or a more intense stretch by very purposely pointing toes, lifting your abdomen as high as you can, lengthening your arms as much as you can, palms facing towards the back. So anywhere in that range, from a gentle to a more intense stretch, you can swivel to the left, to the right. This is a gentle way to start waking up the body. And then release your hands. We'll bend our left knee, grab our knee with our hands, round your spine, forehead towards our knee, and then drop our head back. Press your right foot towards the front. A few times, lifting forehead up towards your knee, and then dropping your head back. You want to make sure your core is doing most of the work here. You're noticing the rounding of the spine, making sure chin tucks towards your chest. On this round, we'll remain here an extra breath, hold. And now drop your head back. Lengthen your left leg up towards the ceiling, and then interlace your fingers right behind your knee, your thigh. You can rotate your ankle here clockwise or counterclockwise. Lengthen your leg as much as you can. By lengthening the leg as much as you can, you start to work more around the hamstrings. Now we can always invite a little bend to your left knee. Now sway your leg towards the left, towards the right. Take whatever you need here. Notice what opens up for you. You can focus on hips, glutes, lower back, hamstrings, either remaining in one spot for a few breaths or continuing that sway back and forth with your leg. Do return to your breath, so notice what's opening up. You want to engage the breath as part of the process as you work on your flexibility here. A few more breaths here. And now bend your left knee, grab your knee with your hands, round your spine, forehead towards your knee, and drop your head back. Release your leg, only one round there. Bend both knees and now rest that left ankle or shin on top of your right thigh. And then weave your left hand between your legs. Interlace your fingers right behind that right thigh. Remain here. Now you can focus on your left hip. You can bring your thigh closer towards your belly, your chest, and hold. Simultaneously softening the neck and shoulders. 3 breaths here. Inhale here. And exhale, release. Drop that left leg onto the floor. Let's focus on our right leg. Bend your knee. Take your hands around that knee. Very purposely round the spine. Tuck the chin towards your chest as you lift up, forehead towards your knee. Let your core do most of the work. You're activating your core. And then on that next round, you're going to hold. Hold the pose. Inhale, exhale. Into another cycle of breath. And now release your head back. Lengthen your right leg. Interlace your fingers right behind your knee, your thigh. And rotate your ankle clockwise, counterclockwise. You tend to not place enough attention around your heels or toes, balls of your feet. You can focus on your hamstrings by lengthening your leg as much as you can, perhaps bringing your thigh closer towards your belly or chest. Remember, you can always have a little bend to your knee. And now drop your leg towards the right and towards the left. You can either just focus on your hamstrings, or you can continuously sway your leg towards the right, towards the left, opening more around glutes and hips, lower back. You can hold the position at any moment. Re-engage with your breath. Come back to center, bend your knee, 1 round, forehead up towards your knee, hold, chin towards chest. And then drop your head back, bend your left knee, rest your ankle or shin right on top of your left thigh. And now weave your right hand between your legs, interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. You're focusing on your right hip. You can either hang in here or bring your thigh closer towards your belly or chest. Inhale and exhale here. Don't forget your breath as a tool to breathe into that tension. Hold here. Deep belly breath. And now release. Feet float off the floor. Hands to your knees, round your spine, and hold. You can grab your forearms here for extra support. And then come back and lift up. Cross your legs. We'll come into a cross-legged position. We'll focus a little bit more on our upper body here by lifting our arms up overhead Interlacing our fingers, palms up towards the ceiling, and stretch a little bit towards the right here. Hold, deep belly breath, inhale, exhale. You can either open your eyes or close your eyes here. Back to center, and then opposite side. You want to stretch towards the opposite side here. Eyes closed or open. Chin is soft. Make sure you're not craning your neck. Back to center, round your spine. Palms towards the front, chin towards the chest. You have to purposely separate the shoulder blades here. And then lift back up, palms up towards the ceiling. And then drop your hands. We'll cup our forearms with our hands, lengthen our spine, draw our shoulders down, eyes closed, or if you prefer, you can keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open, focus on one point across the floor or room. Inhale, belly expands. Notice that release on your exhale. Chin is neutral. Hands release, hands rest on your knees. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears and then draw them down a few times here. Moving with your breath, perhaps inhaling, shoulders come up. And then exhaling, releasing your shoulders down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, releasing shoulders down. Elbows loosely close to your torso. Inhale up. Shoulders, blades draw purposely closer together as it draws down. Inhale up. Shoulders up towards your ears. And then draw them down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, release. We'll do a 5-breath meditation here. Hands on your knees, settling into about 5 breaths. Don't necessarily have to count them. It's more of a practice of tuning in and noticing some consecutive breath cycles. Noticing what type of breath supports you at this moment. Belly expands. Exhale. Eyes can open if they're closed. We'll go ahead and shift into our downward facing dog, our most active pose so far. We'll lift up into that upside down V, grounding our palms on the floor. Now, as you're here, your heels can now halfway be lifted off the floor. You can lift your heels as high as you can. Therefore, if you lift your heels as high as you can, you lift your hips up as high as you can. Simultaneously here, ground through your palms, your fingertips, in order to bring your chest closer towards your thighs. Breathe into the back of the legs. Notice the stretch and opening there. Notice the strength throughout your arms. Deep belly breath here. Inhale. Exhale. We're purposely holding the pose, breathing from our fingertips to our toes. Inhaling and exhaling from our fingertips to our hips, down to our toes, from our toes, hips, down to our fingertips. Plank pose, your hands are beneath your shoulders, glutes are active, quads as well. Release down towards the floor, so your belly is on the floor here. Check your hands, make sure your hands are framing your chest. Lift up into an upward facing dog, being conscious of the extension of the spine, the lengthening and opening of the abdomen. So opening up the chest, shoulders would remain away from our ears. Curl your toes, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog a few breath cycles. And now, plank pose. See if you can stay in that plank pose at least 2 breaths. Firing up your core, glutes, and quads. And now release down towards the floor, belly on the floor, hands frame, your chest lift up, upward facing dog. It's a very invigorating pose. Tops of the feet are on the floor, extension in the spine. Powerful breath, and now downward facing dog. Last round, moving at your own pace. You can either hold the pose a little longer or shift more quickly between the poses. Downward facing dog, plank pose into your upward facing dog. We eventually meet at our downward facing dog. Hold your down up. Take your gaze right between your hands. Walk or jump up to your forward fold. Hands to your shins. 3 rounds. We're going to inhale halfway up. Making sure you're softening your neck as you fold down. After that 3rd round, let's sweep our arms up overhead, grounding through our feet, lifting our arms up overhead, and then hands meet in front of our heart center. Excuse me. Notice your right hand press against left hand press against right hand. Eyes open or closed. We inhale, exhale. Release your hands, lift your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, palms up towards the ceiling. Lift your heels halfway or all the way up and hold. Keep your gaze steady. Noticing the effort and ease in this pose. Keeping an even breath. Inhale. Exhale, release your heels, release your hands. Now interlace your fingers behind you. Extend your elbows. You want to open up your chest here. Lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees, fold down, forward fold. Elbows extend behind you. Now release your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. 2nd round, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. 3rd round, inhale, halfway up. And then we'll go ahead and practice slowly rolling up. Our head comes up last. It's a good physical practice of letting go. And we can apply that to our mental and emotional body as well. Physically, mentally, emotionally letting go. However, in our mountain pose, this time hands framing your hips, we do want to practice being active. Ground through your heels, core is active. Fingertips and palms are purposely spread out. Notice that active mountain pose. Inhale. And exhale. Release your mountain pose. From here, we'll start to widen our stance in preparation for a wide-legged forward fold. Your your toes can either face the front of the room or they can slightly turn a little bit inwards. It can be very subtle. See which stance is best for you. It just depends on your body type, on the opening around your ankles, how it feels around your toes. We'll first focus and folding down halfway to breathe into our hamstrings. Let's fold halfway, being aware of distributing weight around the heels and edges of our feet, purposely lifting the tailbone, breathing behind our knees to our hamstrings. And now fold all the way down, belly towards the floor, drop your head. Very purposely soften the neck, soften your head, meaning you're not lifting your head. Provide a little bend to your knees. You don't want to lock your knees. And then hands, there's different expressions here. You can grip your toes with your fingers. You can take your hands off the floor. You can even cup your elbows with your hands. Feel free to hear your inhale and exhale. Deep belly breaths here. Two more breaths. And now lift your hands to your hips. Lift halfway and then all the way up. Now right toes to the right, left toes to the left. Bend your elbows, goddess pose. Hands lifted or hands in front of your heart center. Tailbone drops, glutes and quads are active. You're taking your knees towards the sides of the room. Heels point towards each other. It's a grounding pose, a strong pose, a determined pose, an open pose. Notice where your breath is right now. And now release the pose. Last wide-legged forward fold. This time inviting an upper body stretch. We interlace our fingers behind us. Purposely draw our shoulder blades closer together, thus opening the chest. Fold halfway. Your elbows remain extended behind you, and then drop your head all the way down. Top of the head is parallel to the floor. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands towards the floor. One more breath here, wide-legged forward fold. Now bring your hands up to your hips, lift halfway up and then all the way up. We'll bring our feet closer together. Another grounding pose or chair pose. Bend your knees, arms stretch forward. Lift your tailbone. Glutes and quads are active, supporting you here. Deep belly breath. Any of these poses that you use at full strength, invite that deep belly breath to support you. Bend your knees further, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins. Exhale, release. Step back into your downward facing dog here. Ground your palms, bring your chest closer toward your thighs. Breathe into this downward facing dog. And then shift into your plank pose. Hold your plank pose. Release down towards the floor. Belly on the floor. Adjust your hands. They frame your chest. Lift up, upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. In either downward facing dog or your tabletop, lift your left leg, bend your knees, stack your hips, hold. Release your foot back down towards the floor. Lift your right leg, bend your knees, stack your hips. Release your foot down towards the floor and now drop both knees on the floor. Ground both palms, making sure they're beneath your shoulders. Lift that left arm up towards the ceiling and hold. We'll come into a needle pose. Release your shoulder onto the mat. Lift your right arm up towards the ceiling and hold. Rest your right hand on your lower back. And then release your right hand back onto the floor. Lift back up, tabletop. Now opposite side. Lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. And now drop that right shoulder onto the mat. Lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. You can also rest your left hand on your lower back. Inhale. And then exhale, release, left hand to the floor. Relatively simple poses, cat and cow pose, to protect our spine, to protect our upper back, mid back, and lower back. Pressing through your palms, tops of the feet on the floor. And then after another round, inhaling up into cow pose, rounding your spine into your cat pose. We'll release and sit in our cross-legged position, and then we'll focus on our neck. Neck, shoulders, upper back, simple neck rolls. You can underestimate the power of these. First, check your posture, core is active, spine is long, shoulders are drawn down throughout the entire class. We're always practicing that awareness. Now, we tend not to be conscious of our bodies throughout our day. When we're stressed or are busy, we have a tendency to crunch up around our neck and shoulders. So release your chin towards your chest and then roll your head from one shoulder to the next. Either full circle or half a circle. The purpose here is to notice any spots that feel tense or sore, open up and stretch there. Noticing that we're affecting the tops of the shoulders, upper back, even the mid back. This is not isolated to just the throat or the back of the neck or side of the neck. Take a couple of deep belly breaths. If you prefer to work on meditation, you can bring your head back to a neutral position. Head comes back to neutral. Hands on your knees, shoulders up towards your ears once. And then 3 breaths, inhaling and exhaling for the day we've had so far. Inhaling and exhaling for this moment. And inhaling and exhaling for the rest of our day. We'll start to release the pose. Lengthen our legs out. Palms up towards the ceiling, core workout, chin towards chest, hover, glutes, quads, core are active here, and a shaking is fine. Make sure you tuck your chin towards your chest to protect your neck, and now drop your head all the way back. Feel free to inhale here, exhale, side out. Releasing physical, mental, emotional tension through our breath. Soles of the feet touch. Find any position here with your hands, backs of the hands on the floor, bringing your hips, palms up towards the ceiling. You can rest your hand on your belly or chest to notice your breath in a different way here. You can also lift your arms up overhead, backs of the hands on the floor, elbows bent. Feet touch each other softly. Open up your hips. Release around the hips, throughout the spine, up to the shoulders, neck. Practice some deep breathing. If you ever have trouble concentrating, just increase the length of your inhale and exhale just a little bit. Release your hands, bend both knees, feet float off the floor, hands to your knees, rock to the left and to the right, massaging your lower back, mid-back, around the tailbone. And now grab both feet. You can lengthen one leg more than the other, bend both knees pretty generous. Lengthen both legs. You can rock to the left, to the right. You want to get that final stretch around the ankles, down the calves, behind the knees, hamstrings, hips, lower back, mid-back. Stay here for a few moments. And you can start to release the pose. And then we'll transition to our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Legs are long. Palms face up towards the ceiling. You can practice some long, deep breathing or let your breath go back to its natural rhythm. There really is no expectation of this pose. It's a pose that allows you to release, let go, receive, and integrate. All right, if your mind wanders, observe without judgment. you're going to be purposeful about anything, it really is just about softening the body. Notice the back of the head, back of the neck, throat, tops of the shoulders, down to your elbows, your wrists, palms, and fingertips. You can imagine a deeper release in your pinky finger, forefinger, middle, index, and thumb. Soften down the spine, releasing the upper back, mid back, and lower back. Down to your hips, behind your knees, down to your ankles and toes. we'll start to shift our attention back to our breath, inviting a generous and leisurely breath, very particular type of breath. You can restore some movement back to your fingertips and your toes. You have the option of inviting a full body stretch, lifting your arms up overhead and or turn your body to the left or to the right, allowing it to remain heavy and relaxed. And after another generous breath or two, you can start to make your way up to your seat. Do check in with your posture, lengthening your spine, drawing your shoulders down. Eyes closed or open. We'll take a moment to seal the class, taking our hands to our heart center and deeper appreciation of our breath. We invite an intentional breath. Let's inhale here and exhale. And in the tradition of yoga, the highest in me sees the highest in you. Namaste.